when you won the US Open in 2020, first of all, you were the first guy in the 90s to win a Grand Slam. So really made a breakthrough that hadn't happened before. But obviously, it was during COVID as well. So there weren't fans in the stadium. But can you just describe, because I've heard you say that there was a feeling of ecstasy to some degree afterwards, but then very soon you realize actually nothing much has changed. We all expect, we all aim for this big dream. When I get the house, when I get the Grand Slam, whatever it might be, then everything will change and I'll be happy. And I found it so interesting reading interviews with you where you saw through that so clearly that you're like, actually, no, this is an illusion.
Yeah, definitely. And I was living way too much in this illusion. Like, if I get this, I'm gonna be happy. If I win this title, playing tennis, playing on the tour will be easier forever. And yeah, exactly. That happened. I was living way too much in this illusion. And when I was winning the US Open, it worked for like 4 or 5 weeks or something. Like the French Open, after I played in like Euphoria, and also the ATP finals. I played like in a Euphoria. But then after that, I realized actually nothing changed. Like this ecstasy stopped after the finals, when I went for holidays, when I came to relax a bit. Then all the high was gone. And then there came a really difficult period, because then, I mean, all those emotions, all those high activities in my head, they were just gone. And there I realized that basically nothing changed. I have to enjoy the process, and I cannot chase after results, because it's like running after something that just clearly doesn't exist. So that's why, for personal reason, it was a really interesting period and very important period, because before that I was like a little naive kid, chasing the dreams and thinking that once I reach the dream, I'm gonna live in Wonderland. And there, with like 27, it's pretty much everything changed. So yeah, it was interesting and important.
Can you just describe then, because you just said it's an interesting period, but I know it must have been very challenging too, because we all live in that way, and most of us don't reach our dreams in the same way that you did. And then to get there and see it so clearly as you did, obviously now you look back and you learned so much from that. But at the time, how difficult was it?
It was really difficult, because I remember that like some weeks before the US Open, I had a long car ride with my dad. We were going to some sponsor appointment, like for 8 or 9 hours, and we were talking about my career and everything, because it was during COVID, and we didn't really know yet what was happening. And then I told him, look, I've lost 3 slam finals. I was really close. And I don't know if I stop my career at one point and I'm not having the slam, if I can ever be really happy, And that was like really stupid thoughts, because like the period after I won the slam, let's say, okay, the weeks after were amazing, but like from Australia 2021 until 3 4 months later, a little bit before the injury happened, I was way unhappier than before. And um, experiencing this and live through this was really difficult, because basically, like, um, all the emotions were coming up. All the thoughts I had before were coming up, and I was like on the road to nowhere somehow in those weeks and months after. So yeah, that was really not easy. But as I said, now, like, a very important period, because I think if you live forever, like chasing the dream, which is never gonna be a reality, it doesn't make you really happy at the end.
No, and they say suffering can be such a good teacher in that way. And I read an interview that you gave where you mentioned one of my favorite books, and I've got it here, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
And I know that you said that this book had a big impact on you, because I heard you say when you were going through this period, or maybe just after, you would go back to your parents' farm and you'd be with the dogs or whatever, and see, hang on, the dog is grounding me because he or she is not living in the past and future like we do. Oh, I'm going to be happy in the future, or it's about that moment there. So what did you take from that book? Because he went through quite a similar experience to you in some ways. What did you take from that book, and what sort of insights have you learned about our propensity to live in the past and future in the mind?
um I found it really interesting to read the book, and it really helped me, and it really changed my mind as well. um but it also like brought me somehow on a or it brought me a lot, because like since reading that book, I appreciate like the moments way more, and I try to make way more out of every moment every day. um because yeah, before that, really I was living mostly in the past and in the future, like chasing the dream, or dreaming about results back in the day, or always thinking that back then it was everything was much better, I was feeling much happier. And yeah, this book really helped me to stay in the moment of now, but also like bringing me into meditation, and bringing me to a little bit of a life outside my profession. So yeah, that was very important.